Well, the Project Rm125 was going good. Took it out for a ride last night, and it sounded like the crankshaft went, and it blew up. I warmed it up and everything, so I was extremely upset. I just fully rebuilt this, so this is the next day. I got back out here, I look in here, I look in the coolant, and I find that in the radiator, so I'm guessing it overheated. And yeah, and there was hardly any coolant in it for some reason, but I guess maybe it has a leak somewhere, or it was just blocking, I don't know. But just took the cylinder head off. This is what my cylinder head looks like. So that's always a good sign. It was completely clean when I put it in, so I didn't run it for long because I didn't want to damage anything, but let me turn the light on here and I'll look inside the cylinder. So yeah, my piston's hitting my cylinder head, so crank overheated. Great. But yeah, that's not good. Well, I got the cylinder off, and I think it might have worn through the cylinder from overheating. So I don't really see any scratches in there, so it might still be usable. I don't know yet. I'll have to see how wide it is, but that's the piston. You can still see the protective coating on it. Oh, look how chipped that is right there. I'm gonna need a new top end for sure. Wait, my bottom end might be good still, hang on. So hard to tell. I don't feel it going up and down at all. It's only side to side, which it's more than it used to be. Like, but it's not going up. Yes, bro, it's not going up the. Oh my god, I thought I'd have to rebuild the bottom end. Oh my god, I think it's just a wrist pin bearing. Oh my god, I'm pretty sure it overheated because it had like no coolant in it, and you can see the piston is like fried. Like, there's a big chunk off of there. This piston has a bunch of scoring on the sides, so I'm thinking I accidentally left some metal chunks in there on the top end, because when I did do the rebuild, I forgot some metal chunks. I didn't clean out the reeds. There were metal chunks in the reeds when I did the top end on it, or the rebuild, I should say. When I did the full rebuild, there were still chunks in the reeds. So I cleaned those out after I already ran it for a bit. So I'm gonna guess that some got in there and boom, boom, kaboom, boom to my cylinder, or my piston. I think I see some metal shavings on top of the crank, so I'll try to clean those off. But the piston's fried for sure. I'm gonna need a new gasket. There wasn't enough coolant in it. And cylinder, I think, will definitely need actually, still got a good cross hatching. I might need a good hone, or a quick hone just to be perfect, but I think it might just be a top end, hopefully. Well, I'm gonna take the piston off, clean out the crank a little bit, and see if the wrist pin bearing is bad. Alright, well, torn apart, got the crank out here. There was a little bit of metal shavings up here to wipe off. I do not feel any up and down play. I'm very grateful for that. There's a little side to side, but no up and down. So, thank God. This is my wrist pin bearing. Both of these are good. Cylinder head, you can see that, some gouges up there. It was completely clean when I put it in there. And this is my piston. You got that right there. The ring is stuck. More gouging, but the top of it, something was smacking right there. It's stuck in my cylinder head right now. And yeah, so it's messed up. I need a new top end. I was looking at the cylinder, and I don't see any gouges or anything special like that. Oh. So I might just run this again. No. I'll take a better look at it in a bit, but no. Or bring this to shop and let them think whatever they think about it. Yes. Do whatever they think, but yeah, so I think I just need a new piston. That made my day. Except for that thing. I hate this thing. We popped 3 tubes trying to get this tire on, and I can't get any riding videos out because I cracked my rim on my 250. If I can find the crack, I'll show you. But yeah, so I was trying to put on this MX-34 for my race I was going to have at Paradox MX. and I didn't even make it to the practice because I went to go put this on, and as I was taking off the crappy Bridgestone tire that's over here, it cracked, so I didn't race that weekend. I tried to put my dad's wheel on, but it didn't fit and I didn't feel like fixing it. So I took that bike to my friend's house and rode at his party for the night and blew the rear tire from jumping it to flat and bottoming out the suspension. So, weird. And I just did the front tube in the front wheel. So now I blew the rear tube in the rear wheel. Got 3 tubes, tried to do that, and popped all of them. The one that popped before just popped from rubbing on the tire. And then I kept pinching the other 2 with the spoons that I was using to put the tire on. And then my dad popped the last one because he was on the stem with it and popped the stem. And popped another tube. So we just spent $60 on tubes and popped all of them. The only bike I have right now that still works is the 2-stroke bicycle, which I don't even know where that is. Here's the 2-stroke bicycle. The only motor I have that works right now and works and rides. This is my 2000 MXE 600. This thing is freaking floating right now. Got the exhaust right there. The whole thing is in pieces. Okay, voice crack. That is my chain case, transmission stuff. I just pop this hood up here. You guys will see. Got my thing in here, whatever, chain case and stuff like that. And I took this apart. This is how it was when I took it apart. It was just loose like this. I was running it like that all last season. So good thing I took this apart. But I'm going to be putting on that track with some fresh studs for next season. And I'm going to be redoing all the bearings in my skid since all the bearings are pretty much toast. And yeah, I also had to order one of these things. It goes right in here. I had to order one of these off of eBay from a 670 for my 600. And yeah, because I had to order one of these because both of the bogey wheels are looking like that. So I would need to do the bearings in those anyways. And this bar, these were worn through really bad because it was rubbing the entire time. And the bar both had 2 sheared off bolts on both ends because they did not come out when I took it off. And then this is the CBR I got. This thing is in pieces. I have to drop the motor from it just to take the cylinder head off. I got all the valves out, they're over there. But I have to drop the motor from it just to take the cylinder head off. I think it needs a top end and the valves adjusted. So that's another project to get to. But that's going to be the last one I get to since I still have to get this ready for the snowmobile season. I have to do the top end of my RM. I have to fix my 250, get that ready to race or ride again for the rest of the season. I got to do the rear tube on the TTR so I have a bike to putt around on. And I also get a set of wheels for the RM since the wheels I got right there are the wrong size. So they do not fit my RM, which sucks. And I got to get those forks on with the new triple clamp and bearings. I got a lot to do. Safe to say I'll be busy for a little bit. Yeah, so I thought the bottom end blew on this thing. I am very happy that the top end is the problem. So I'm going to talk to the shop about this and talk to them about the thing about the cylinder and probably just throw a new top end in it. Hone the cylinder out again, maybe. I don't know. I'll check the cylinder, see if I have to. But probably just toss new top end in, see if it starts. And yeah, so I guess that's update on the Rm125. Was running and idling really good. But yeah, so that sucks. We'll say it does still look kind of tough with the YZ85 front number plate. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I got a lot to do. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I got to reach 5,000 subscribers, which is a long way away. But, oh, it's a goal. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. Peace.